Hello everyone, what's going on? My name's Goes Poppin. Today, I'm doing a completely different video. I'm not doing a Let's Play, I'm not doing a rant, but instead I'm doing something that I wanted to do. A top 5 video. So today I'm going to be tackling my top 5 favorite horror movie franchises. So let's begin. Taking a number. So yeah, let's begin from 5th to 1st. Okay, starting off the list is Scream. Now, honestly, as a Scream fan, I love the entire franchise. Ghostface and all the meta commentary. I mean, it's what makes the movie so strong and insanely popular even after 1996, roughly 3 decades after its inception. Now, I'll give you a, a backstory. Now, prior to 1996, slashers ruled the horror genre in the early 80s, thanks to the inception of both Halloween and Friday the 13th. They ruled the genre in the early 1980s. But by the time the mid 1990s rolled in, the horror genre have somehow suddenly disappeared from the zeitgeist. I'm not here to say that there weren't any good horror movies coming out. I assure you there were. Looking at you, Kenny, man. But to the general audience themselves, it was a stereotype. In fact, some of them were successful or went straight to home media after theatrical versions. Looking at Leprechaun. So Scream came in and acknowledged all of that the genre is full of tropes, but not in a jokey way, I would say. So Scream pretty much revived the slasher subgenre in 1996, and we got a new wave of fans. So yeah, the first one came out in 96, a year later, a second, but we got a third film in 2000. Originally slated for 1999, but it was pushed to 2000 because of a tragedy. However, 2 decades later in 2011, a fourth film came out and it tackled remakes. Then last year, we got a fifth film which tackled elevated horror and requels. And believe it or not, I actually did see the sixth film, and I'll be waiting for the sixth film when it comes on DVD and Blu ray. So, needless to say, I would crown Scream as my fifth favorite. Okay, moving on. Friday the 13th. Okay, you may be questioning, why is it not number one? I'll explain. Okay, prior, you're okay. Friday the 13th is one of the biggest franchises out there in the world, mostly thanks to its iconic ghoulish killer, Jason Voorhees. Iconic for his hockey mask and machete, but some people thought he holds a chainsaw. That's like some mental march of Leatherface. Although Jason was never intended to be the series' villain. Well, actually, he is. But if you recall, in the first film, the killer in the first film was not him. It was his mom, Pamela. And this would happen again in Friday the 13th Part 5. So Jason became an icon, in which his series lasted for about until 2009. So Jason is no stranger to the big screen. When people think of horror, they think of him and his hockey mask. So yeah, Friday the 13th is no doubt one of the biggest franchises in the world. So where would I rank it? Number 4. Now we go to final 3. Up next is Halloween. So this is another big name slasher franchise. Came out in 1978 by John Carpenter, written by Deborah Hill, and produced by the late Mustafa Akkad. So the film's success actually led to a big franchise. And thus, as the title suggests, people associate this movie with the actual holiday, Halloween. It's actually nice and fittingly. So, yeah. After that, the series would continue on with a sequel in 1981, but in 1982, we got an unrelated story. And fans back at that time were not happy. They were like, "Where's Jason?" No, sorry, not Jason, Michael. They're like, "Where's Michael? Where's Michael?" So yeah, the series villain is Michael Myers, but in the third film, it's not Michael. It's some sort of evil Irish toy maker named Conwell Cochran, who runs his company, the Silver Shamrock. God, that song's so freaking annoying. Still, no matter what, Michael Myers is a big name slasher. Thanks to this movie, the slasher subgenre ignited. Plus, we got a whole wave of slasher flicks, like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, you name it. So there's been 5 timelines in total. If you're an anthology guy, then Halloween's 1, 2, and 3 is for you. But if you're into the foreign cult, then Halloween's 1 and 2 but go straight to Halloween's 4, 5, and 6. If you're more into hip millennial comedy, then H2O and Resurrection. If you're into more gritty, grungy, Rob Zombie, white trash hellbilly, then the Rob Zombie timeline is for you. But if you want to go 40 years later, then 2018 Kills and Ends, that's the timeline. Believe it or not, I actually did see Halloween Ends, and it was actually mediocre. Okay, moving on is number 2. Number 2, Saw. Now, I actually love Saw. When I was a kid, I was scared of the franchise, namely due to Billy the Puppet. But many years later in 2018, I got over that fear, and I embraced it. I embraced the original film. Props to James Wan and Lee Winnell for creating an amazing franchise, with only 8 sequels. A sequel in 2005, again 2006. This trend would continue in 2007, 2008, 2009, and stopped in 2010. But for 7 years, the final chapter was. But that all changed in 2017 when the 8th film, Jigsaw, hit cinemas. And horror fans were happy to see John Kramer back. Because I can't argue with the fans, because Tobin Bell is the best part of the movie. I mean, the movie's not even a hard reboot. It's a soft reboot. There's a difference. Soft reboot means everything still takes place in the same time. Hard reboot, it means everything's being built up from the ground again. And of course, 2 years ago, we got Spiral from the Book of Saw, starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, I did watch it, and boy, you're in for one hell of a story. I was the only one in the cinema at the time when I was out to see this movie. And boy, it was funny as hell because why hire Chris Rock? I mean, why would Chris Rock even make an appearance in a movie? I mean, what's he going to do, huh? Turn the series into a comedy horror? Leave that to screen, Mr. Rock. Leave it! He'll say, I'm excited. I am very happy I got to embrace the original Saw. And yes, I am, in fact, looking forward for Saw 10 coming to in cinemas this October, on the same day as the Finds a Phrase movie. So I'm going to do a double feature for this. So, yeah. Now we get to my number 1 pick. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. The Toxic Avenger. Toxic Avenger. Now, I have not heard this movie, but I did hear of it through Dead Meat when he covered Death by Temptation. So I'm like, this could be a fun movie to watch. And by God, it worked. Many years later, however, back in April, I was happy to get the original film as a sweet birthday gift, along with 2 other movies, those being Brightburn and All Hallows Eve. If you want me to do another top 5 video, let me know, okay? Because this is the first time I'm doing one. So the Toxic Avenger is actually one of my favorites because it's a blend of the 3 things I like: superhero, horror, and comedy. So yeah, I'm pretty much a blend of all 3. Now, Toxic Avenger started as a superhero horror movie with a lot of gore. Although I was happy enough to get the first 2 sequels in April. Later in April, so yeah. So yeah, I'm really happy I got a chance to watch all the first 3 films, in which I dubbed the original Toxic trilogy. I've not seen Citizen Toxic yet, and I don't have it on Blu-ray either, so it's been delayed on it, obviously. But there is a reboot film on its way with Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon, and Elijah Wood. So I might plan on seeing that, but if it does come out on DVD or Blu-ray, I'll add it to my collection. So needless to say, The Toxic Avenger is such a classic, and I would crown The Toxic Avenger as my number 1 all-time pick. So, yeah. But if you've not heard this movie, then go look it up. It's really amazing. Okay, you guys, so basically this pretty much wraps up my top 5 favorite horror movie collection video. So so yeah, pretty much my top 10 collection, my top 5 favorite horror movie video. Well, namely franchises. So yeah, Toxic Avenger, Saw, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Scream. Let me go ahead and put those away. And this pretty much concludes my review. This pretty much concludes my first top 5 list video. So, what do you think of my top 5 favorite horror movie franchises? Scream to the Toxic Avenger. Let me know in your comments below, and I'll see you all next time. If you want me to do another one, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you then. Goodbye, guys. Stay poppin', stay safe, and take care out there. Peace.